Hey, Tosin. Tosin.
Good day, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
How is everything, sir?
You're not looking bad now.
Well, I didn't even shave.
It's better you don't even shave.
No. I'm looking like prof, like you, sir. I'm
Are you scared
like
of being identified as one?
I noticed that you now have a white beard now.
Yeah, I don't grow now.
Yes, to be prof now.
Yes, nice to see you.
How is Dallas, Texas? Oh no,
Yeah.
Frisco, Texas.
Yeah, Frisco. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. How is the weather like?
Awesome, as usual.
That's good. I learned it rained yesterday.
Yeah, it rains occasionally. Yesterday was kind of a long time, but I'm mostly indoors this day because of my kind of work. So sometimes it rains for hours and I'm not even away.
Oh, okay. I'm somewhere now. I'll be going home any moment or so I can settle down and enjoy the class.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Good to see you. All right.
Yes, sir. Let me mute myself so that I can interact.
All right, Jason, no problem.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Day. Finally, we're here.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, good.
Afternoon, sir.
So exciting that you are here finally.
It's good
and we are meeting.
Finally.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sweet voices, beautiful faces. I haven't configured this thing properly. Let me see if I can make a change to that. Video settings. Yeah, if you have noise in your background,
I think others should try and mute so that we can enjoy ourselves.
If you have noise in your background, please mute yourself. Otherwise, I'm happy to hear you.
Mr. Aki, is Mr. Oyebanji your twin brother?
Oyebanji. Who is he? I've not seen him. I'm trying to.
He's referring to Mr. Tosin.
Tosin,
Tosin, yeah. Tosin is my friend through brother.
Who knows Mr. Oyebanji there?
No. I'm just looking at your beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Aki is my big uncle, so we look alike.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, morning, everyone.
Welcome, sir. Yeah, good afternoon here.
It's afternoon here.
Good afternoon. It's morning in US.
It's even evening here already. So
we shouldn't have a US person in this class. So that was you. This is not your class. Your class is $600 per month. This is for Nigerian people. So I'll just pretend I didn't hear that. All right, Raymond, how you doing?
Fine, sir. Good morning, sir.
What are the people on video? Yeah, Idris, I see you.
You know, some of us are still in the office, so
yeah,
not be able to put on video.
Okay. Yeah, but ideally we should meet ourselves this first time.
Okay.
We should meet ourselves. We should see ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's ideal, even if it's just briefly.
Yeah, Ayodeji Ajayi. My eyes hot. They hot from
Good afternoon, sir.
much contact to the screen. Yeah, Babatunde Oshifodunrin.
Good
Good to have you. Afternoon. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, everyone. It's kind of hot, right? All right, so this is the day. Today we are taking our first step to becoming. Becoming what? That which you wish to become. All right. Okay. There's something I'm still not getting right. Okay. There's something I'd like to correct. Give me 1 second. I don't want to have just one person. Let me go back to settings. Video settings. Hey, does that make a difference? Let me show you. Advanced. All right. There's something I was trying to adjust, but apparently I'm not getting. Okay, we just managed with that. All right, guys, time to start. So I really like to meet you guys. Where is Progress? Dr. Progress Igbinovia?
Progress, let's see your face, so please.
Yes, we need to see your face. All right, so who else is here?
Hello?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I got what I was looking for. Yes, it's better this way. Messy, what does that mean?
Okay.
All right. Okay, we see Progress, at least in photo. Thank you for the awesome job, Progress. Oh, not photo, that's live. You were still, so I thought it was photo. Yeah, good to have you. Thank you so much. And then what's the other name? There's somebody who closely assists you in administering that platform. I don't remember the name now, but I should recognize it if I see it. If you don't think turning on video is necessary, nobody's forcing you to turn it on. So just leave us alone, okay? We don't have too many directors teaching us what to do. All right. So part of the things we'll be learning here is to give me the authority and leadership and trust that I would lead you to your destination, not telling us what.
Please ask who's for permission to record.
Sorry? Okay, that was it for us. All right, guys, good to have you. So today we are starting the training. And then we want to first of all focus on questions that you may have as to what this training is all about, how we are starting, and where we expect that it lands us, the prospect in the industry. I mean, questions generally to prepare your mind for what's ahead of you. All right. So we'll spend time, I'll take your questions. And then if after we are done with that orientation, we still have time, then we can take the first step into the practicals. So ultimately, we all want to become cloud engineers. Cloud engineers. You listen to the clip about who a cloud engineer is and the path, the route that I have defined to make you, to help you become a cloud engineer. That route might not be rigid, might not be the same for everyone, but based on where I'm coming from, that is the preferred route that will take you from the fundamentals, from the basics, to ultimately become a cloud engineer. I've tried other shorter routes and they did not give what the industry requires. All right, so we'll be taking you, my trainees, my team of trainers and I will be taking you through 4 courses. The first course will be Windows Server Administration. And at the end of that course, which will last approximately 1 month, you would become Windows Server Administrators. And what does that mean? It means that you'll be able to manage small networks of 25, 200, 500 devices, well, generally computers, within corporate organizations, all right? That kind of network is also generally called corporate networks, all right? So I understand that not everyone already has the fundamental requirement, the capability as it is now to assimilate cloud engineering. But as we take you through these small courses, you are building that capability. And by the time we ultimately get to cloud itself, which is relatively simple, once you're able to pass through the first 2 courses, then it becomes really, really easy. All right. But in any case, that would have prepared you for small level support, IT support roles, IT support level 1, IT support level 2, so you can manage, you can administer, that's a better word, corporate networks for small organizations like banks, like offices that are located within a single building and not have branches across metropolitan or across the world. All right, so these are called small networks. And then beyond Windows Server Administration, we'll build on that knowledge to take you to the management and the administration of bigger networks. These bigger networks are no longer called corporate networks, they are called enterprise networks. At the level of enterprise networks, the Windows server that you already learned in corporate administration is no longer enough. You will need to learn a more robust, a more versatile, a more reliable kind of operating system called Linux. All right, so you will learn Linux operating system and how to do things from the command line interface instead of the graphic user interface. So generally there are 2 approaches to using the system. You either use your mouse to click graphics to get work done, or you don't have that environment. You have a blank screen where you cannot use mouse, you cannot pick graphics. All you're able to do is enter commands to do the same thing that clicking graphics would have given you, all right? And the more you're able to move away from graphic user interfaces where you use mouse to make things happen to the interface where you use command to make things happen, the higher you climb on that ladder to becoming an IT professional. All right, so we'll take you away from the graphic user environment to the command line environment using the operating system Linux. And that fits you into this new big kind of networks called enterprise networks. All right, then after enterprise networks, you want to go and implement, you want to learn to implement what you have learned using that operating system. You want to learn to implement that for big organizations, for any organization anywhere. You want to use that knowledge to begin to set up infrastructure for your clients' organizations, no longer physical infrastructure like you have had using your laptop, but infrastructure that nobody would see, that are virtual. They are not physical, you can't see them, you can't feel them, but you can run them like they were physical. You can access them, you can do everything you would do on your physical network on them, all right? The services that make that kind of virtual infrastructure available to you and to the organization and to the world at large, and therefore makes remote job possible, is cloud services. All right, cloud services. There are many cloud providers, from Google to Amazon to Microsoft to IBM to Oracle, and so on and so forth. All right, but the three most popular cloud service providers are in the order of market share: Amazon running AWS, Microsoft running Microsoft Azure, and cloud running, and Google running Google Cloud. All right. So because we look at the market to set these courses, we will be going with the largest market share of these three, that is Amazon. So we'll be using AWS as cloud service to launch you into cloud, to see all of these services, all of this infrastructure, how to bring them up and how to configure them to provide the same, even better services than your regular infrastructure, physical environment would provide. All right. And that is what you learn under AWS. And then after AWS, there is one more course before we let you go. That one more course is called DevOps. DevOps will now teach you how to, at least partially, automate events so that you don't have to come to your system every time to click to make things happen. You want to be able to run processes even while you are not there. All right. You want one process to be able to trigger another process, and for that other process to be able to trigger another one in a chain called pipeline, CI/CD pipeline, so that when something happens here, through 21, 23, 24 processes, something ultimately happens at the other end. You have to set up that automation, that mechanism. All right, that is what DevOps teaches you. So that by the end of DevOps, you are now fully qualified cloud engineers, focusing. Because cloud engineering is big, but focusing on the arm of cloud engineering called cloud architect. Architecting means that you are building the environment, you are building the infrastructure that developers, programmers, coders, scripters would need to run their codes in order to meet the corporate objective of your client. All right? So all of this you'll be learning in the 5 months of this course. All right. So that's the overview of what we'll be learning. And then, like I already said, like I already mentioned to you, I'll not be able to do all of this by myself because for obvious reasons. So I have trainers that have worked with me, that I have developed, that I trust, that I'll be handing you over to, Nigerian-based trainers. All right. So they will take you literally all of the courses. They are competent. All right. One of them has worked with me for over 12, 13 years now. all right? And then the others are also equally experienced in their different self specializations. But ultimately, you would come back to me. You will come back to me. That's not something I would ordinarily do. I'll just let them finish with you. All right. But I monitor your contributions, the progress of your registration, and I find your class to be really enthusiastic about what's ahead. And I feel, okay, the energy is there. I want to really come in and then take you the last course, DevOps. All right. So I normally would focus on taking my US-based trainees, but at least for now, I like the energy that many of you are putting into this, and for that, I'll be volunteering to come back to you at the end of the first 4 months and take you the 5th month, take you DevOps. And of course, before I take you DevOps, I want to revise with you everything my able trainers would have successfully transferred. And then on top of all of that, build the last course, DevOps, and then we'll release you into the market to go and explore the opportunities that would have prepared you for. All right. Awesome. So that is it by way of introduction. I'm still here for the next 3 hours or for as long as you want me. And then we can take your questions one by one until we answer all questions that help prepare you for the training proper. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so who else do I recognize here? No one yet. All right. So, questions now.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, afternoon, Idris.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. My own question would be, is there similarity between the AWS, Microsoft, and Google Cloud platform?
Yeah, they are both cloud platform. They both render cloud services, but of course, different owners, different vendors. Yes, a lot of similarity. Okay. So once you get into cloud, it's like coming into US, whether you live in Texas, California, Oklahoma, US is US, all right? A lot of similarity, but of course, little differences here and there, especially in terms of terminology. What AWS may call EC2, what one person calls one name, another vendor, another platform, they call it a different. You want to mute yourself, please? All right. So aside those little, fundamentally, aside the names, the terminologies used within the environment, they are fundamentally the same. So we had people who have gone through AWS training or otherwise Microsoft cloud training and been employed to implement their roles on a different platform because of their understanding of this fundamental that is common across all cloud platforms. Very, very similar. But my focus would be on AWS. Maybe in future would collaborate with other people, maybe from amongst you or somewhere else, who are specialists in this other area. But I want to focus on AWS. Of course, I know that in Nigeria, Microsoft Azure has a bigger market, all right? But my judgment for picking AWS was not based on Nigeria, it was based on global demand, global needs, global requirements. So I had to choose one, so I happened to choose it.
Yeah.
All right, but I assure you that once you know one, you may not even know to go through a formal training to learn the others. Right? Just be okay. This just know what to click on. The environment is fundamentally the same.
Okay.
All right.
You. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes. Any other question?
Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mr. Elijah calling from Abuja. Actually, talking from
Okay.
Yeah, the question I actually wanted to ask has to do with is there any formal certification we have to write and be qualified, or just after these classes we are just qualified and certified?
Okay, good question. What did I put? Yes, there are certifications for almost every IT course. There is a certification from Windows Server Administration to Linux Systems Administration to. I'm sorry, there's something I'm trying to. What do you see? Do you see what I'm trying to adjust here?
No, I can't say anything from my side.
What do you see? You don't see anything at all?
I'm just saying you.
No, just you.
We can't, it's only you we are seeing, so we can't see anything.
Oh, let me see if you can see.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
You're beginning to share your screen, I think.
Yeah.
No, but I want you to see more than this. Let me see. So you're not seeing yourselves. Give me 1 second.
We are.
You are seeing yourselves, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can
we
see
are.
ourselves.
Okay, yeah, I need you to see yourself. But there's something more that I need to see. Okay, don't worry. So, good question. Certification. There are certifications. Over 300 IT certifications. So for the Windows Server Administration, we'll just go through enough of Windows Server Administration, not to make you a Microsoft certified system engineer and give you big Microsoft title, but to help you understand corporate networks enough to be able to administer. So there are certifications like, I'm not recommending any of these certifications. The certification, unless you're not coming all the way to cloud, the certification that I would recommend at the end of everything would be AWS Certified Solutions Architect, associate level. Certified Solutions Architect, associate level. However, you could do Server Plus after your server. In fact, any of the CompTIA certifications, you know CompTIA certifications? Those certifications that end with plus. Network plus, server plus, this plus, Linux plus. They are just basic certifications that anybody will be able to pass. So you can do that if you must do certification at each level. It also depends on where you are, what bus stop you are stopping at. All right. All right. Then, yeah, that'll be fine. Though I'm not recommending that. Then for Linux, we'll be using the curriculum, the syllabus, the curriculum, the practical of the certification called Red Hat Certified Linux Administrator. So that means that the training will qualify you and prepare you for that certification. It's a big certification. It's bigger than the entry-level Linux Plus certification, which anybody can write and pass. All right. Red Hat certification is big. You are respected, and it commands, commands respect in the industry. All right. So if you want to write, if you're considering writing a Linux certification, you will be, well, you have to prepare. It's tough. To earn that respect, you have to prepare specially. All right. That'll be Red Hat Certified Linux Administrator. But of course, if you feel, man, that is tough, I don't want to do that now, or I'm not confident enough, the option will be to do the simple one that every Tom, Dick, and Harry does. You know that one? Linux Plus. Linux Plus. All right, then for AWS, yes. In this, we're preparing you for cloud, remember? We're preparing you for the opportunities in cloud. So in this era of cloud, you want to do a cloud-related certification, and that would be AWS Certified Solutions Architect. Yes, that's the real thing. That's the real thing. And then on top of that, to be honest, the DevOps you will learn on top of cloud you'll be thorough and will give you a very good foundation, but by itself would not be enough to help you pass any certification. So the highest certification you can get from all of this training would be AWS Solutions Architect, and that is the recommended one. That's the recommended one. That's where it is at that level that you begin to talk about six-figure. Yeah, if, in spite of six-figure income, yeah, in spite of Linux certification being respected, the cloud has taken over. The cloud has taken over. So Linux without cloud, but Linux, then cloud on top of it, wow. Cloud without Linux, zero, complete zero. You have not started anything. I'm sure there are a few people here who have done some cloud training or cloud certification, but you do not have Linux background, and you realize that after you have completed your training. So cloud without Linux, 0/100. Linux without cloud, 50, 60%. Then cloud with Linux, wow, 80%. You are there. And then DevOps on top of that as well, another 10%, 90%. Then if you now know everything, you understand the fundamentals, you can find your way through, you can navigate. You did not memorize, we did not do it outside and they just presented it to you and you are just watching movies, like you are watching movies. No, we are doing it together. You are seeing the mistakes, you are learning how not to do it. You know that on top of all of that. Yeah. That's your ticket to go and conquer. All right, good questions. You see that your questions is giving me opportunity to explain things that somebody's raising hand. Yeah, Emmanuel.
Yeah, good day, sir.
Yeah.
My question has to do with the hands-on activities that will be engaged in during the course of this training. So are there special system requirements or configurations that will be needed?
Okay. Not really. If you have 8 gig laptop, you are good to go.
Okay.
But if you don't have 8 gig, you only got 4 gig. Okay, we can manage with you.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Thank you.
That's all you need. So as we progress, this is not the conventional training where we tell you go and buy this, go and get that, go and get this ready. Just come with your 8 gig laptop and your internet connection. Then we are good. Yes, Rookie was raising hand. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So I wanted to ask a question about so for people who come from the web development background, maybe JavaScript and stuff, they are building application and everything like that. Is this part like I've always wanted to go into DevOps, so I was wondering how is this like a significant change in roles that's going to happen at the end? Maybe somebody transitions into DevOps and stuff like that. Like does it significantly transform the role, or it just makes you maybe a better software engineer all around?
You said from a background of web development, right?
Yes, sir.
So what exactly is web development? What SDKs do you use now?
Basically maybe using JavaScript, Python, building
okay. Yes, that would be mentioning those SDKs. Yes, it will be an advantage to becoming a solutions architect. Not building you, you'll be changing field from being a solution developer to being a solution, but with big advantage that you already know this SDKs, which would really help your scripting. And scripting is the automation that we talked about when we mentioned DevOps.
Okay.
It will help your DevOps. But between solutions developers and cloud solutions architects, who do you think earn higher?
I don't do yet.
You don't know yet? I'll tell you. The solutions architect earn higher. So you want to go with the solutions architect, right?
Yeah, definitely.
They earn higher. All right, so I just took a screenshot there. So then when Where am I now? That's my video.
Thank you, sir.
All right, more questions? More questions? Yeah, more questions.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Adi Dotson. Okay, so jumping way ahead of the course, I'm coming from a non-IT background, and from looking at LinkedIn posts and things like that, you see a lot of the requirements are like 2 years experience. That said, I know as long as you have some form of experience and you can prove, then they may consider, 6 months, 1 year. But how do we put it together that indeed we have that experience or knowledge and then go ahead with that application?
Okay. Yes. This training will be practical. In other words, will be delivering, will be implementing practical project in class.
Okay.
So as long as you understand what we're implementing, what we are doing, and then you practice by yourself, not just watching us and claiming that you can do it, but practicing all over, and then you understand it, then yes, you can now claim it on your resume.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to gather enough on your resume to claim that you have like 2 years experience, maybe even 3 years.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
you'll be able to. That's the whole idea. The whole idea is you are coming in with a blank sheet of resume right now.
Right.
And then once we begin to, once we set up our first server in a virtual environment, specifically Oracle virtual machine environment, you put it there on your resume. I installed virtual machine and I loaded server, okay? And then second one is configure, promote this server to become a domain controller, and then join computers to that domain. You do it successfully. Go back to the resume, line 2. Today, I went to a building that has 50 computers, and then went to the server room, did this, and I joined 50 computers to the domain. So your resume is building.
Okay.
Yeah, even though in practice you did it for only 1 or 2 computers, you know that what you did on that 1, 2 computers is just a matter of repeating that same thing on the other. So you can claim you did it for 100 computers.
Okay, sir.
You see how you build it?
Right.
And then the same for other courses. Like you rightly said, as long as you can now come out and defend and say, yes, I did that, this was what I did. Because they will ask you questions around that.
Yes.
You claim this, what did you do? These experiences of practicing, you are not able to share them using the right terminologies. That is it. I've had people coming from completely zero, non-IT background and earning the first, and the first job would be, getting first job of what? Six-figure income, $125,000, $120,000. It's possible.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so questions. Adewale, yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Adewale.
Good afternoon, class. Please, I would like to know, okay, I am not coming from non-IT background. I'm working as a project manager at the moment, but I'm looking at opportunity at diversifying, be able to change from what I'm doing to what I can do, actually.
Okay.
And also in line with that, to be able to move on to independence, that is, be able to have my own business, so to say. Okay, the question is this. When we're doing the practicals, is there anywhere online in the cloud that we can build like a simulation that we can build all these things so that we'll be able to have it as part of our portfolio in case I might decide, okay, I want to set up websites. These are the things that I've done. You can go to the website to check this and do this and that to be able to verify what I said I've done.
Yes,
So that's
Adewale.
just a question.
Yes, you would have your own cloud account, And then you'll be doing the assignments that will be, first of all, we'll do the assignments together in class. Like I said, we'll run the projects together. For example, you want to build a website from scratch, not necessarily because you are a web developer, but you want to architect an environment for web developers of your enterprise organization to implement their full stack application development. Please bear with me. The noise is just for a while because they are cleaning the place. All right, Adewale. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. So, Adewale, yes, you would have your own platform in cloud where you run your assignments, you implement your projects. Yes, there'll be a lot of projects. There'll be a lot of projects, from simple projects or spinning up servers and securing them, blocking access from unwanted network, maybe from a specific country, all of that. So you would have that in cloud, and then you retain them so that at interviews you're able to, like you said, it's a good one. At least something to point to say, yes, I have this experience. Okay, where did you have the experience? Do you have anything to show? Yes. I've had somebody, a new entrance to IT, he get his first job of about $29 per hour. And the saving grace was that he had something in cloud that he was able to point to say, yes, I don't have so much experience, but look at what I have been able to do so far. Okay, not a bad one. Instead of $60 or $40, because you don't have so much experience, let's start you on 29. And the thing about IT is, once you're able to get into IT, even at $20, then it just has a way of accelerating your progress. You climb faster on that ladder. All right.
Okay, sir.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. And secondly, maybe I had this to it. I'm sorry. Okay. As we are doing that, we have some certain level with security, how we can secure our servers, our systems, so as be able to avoid intrusion, DOS, denial of service, and all the likes.
Yeah, what about it?
No, what I'm trying to say is that we will be able to secure it as we can set up the system.
We'll teach you the AWS according to we'll teach you each of these curriculum according to each of these courses according to the curriculum.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll teach you each of the courses according to the curriculum.
Okay.
Windows Server as by Microsoft, Linux as released for that certification I mentioned, Linux certified, Red Hat certified Linux administrator, AWS. So if it's within the curriculum, yes, it's not for me to say, we'll teach you this, we'll teach you this. We follow the curriculum so that you can write and pass the exam if you wish.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So whether we'll teach you those things or will not teach you depends on the curriculum. Yes. Abafemi Adegoke, what's happening? This is the 7th time I'm letting you in. Are you offshore? If you get out this time, I'll just let you be. All right. Rookie again. I thought you already answered Rookie. Jacob, you want to ask your question?
All right. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Regarding this server class, Windows Server, what version of server are we going to be learning? And are you going to give us this? I said, which of the servers are we going to be learning? And will you give us the server itself?
Don't worry about it. I will start. Whatever server I will give to you, that's what you do. It's not about the server that we're learning. Even if we are learning Windows Server 2000 or we're learning Windows Server 2019, just learn not the edition, learn what is expected of that role of server administrator. That's important. And they all have it. How to create accounts, how to manage accounts. A staff forgot his password, how to give him a new password, how to restrict access, how to share resources, because ideally on the corporate network, nobody should have access. The default is that for some resources, everyone has access. For other resources, nobody should have access. So as the administrator, you know how to assign file level and folder level permissions to different. No, those are the important things, not about the version of. All right, questions. Jacob, okay, that was Jacob. All right, so how much time have we spent? Oh, only 45 minutes? Okay, let's take questions for another 15 minutes and then we can, and if there are no more questions, then we can start something practical.
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Achubi.
Okay,
there's a question I asked there. There's when plural sites give us a free access to their courses last month. So I was trying to get some courses, take a course there. I don't know if after the DevOps course I can still go for that like cloud security course.
You said when what?
No, I mean like last month, plural site now that they gave us access to their course, like a free access to their course. So I was trying to get some courses there, a course called AWS Cloud Security. It's a pathway. I don't know after the DevOps, can I still do that course? It's a cloud security course from AWS.
How would I know? I don't understand. How would I know whether you should do it or not? I don't know.
Okay, I was thinking it's also in the pathway, like after the DevOps, you can still do it and add it to your certificate. Okay.
I have no idea whether I should do the course or not after DevOps.
Okay, thank you.
So only you can tell. Take a look at the curriculum, take a look at what you would have learned at the end of 5 months, and then determine that, oh, it's worth it, or, oh, no, I already know everything here. It's up to you.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good morning. Yes, my question is about, is there going to be any form of notes at the end of the class or during the class so that we can always brush over it when we are done with the class?
You are really encouraged to write your own notes. You're encouraged to write your notes because we believe it's a way of assimilating what you are being taught. However, yes, your trainers will give you notes. There's manual, there's already prepared. This is not the first time we are delivering the training. It's not the first time. So they are organized, we are organized. I have my personal note, they have their personal note. So they will share their notes, and more importantly, the videos, so that you can look at the videos over and over, and then you can practice and then put down beyond the note they are giving you. Whatever you feel, oh, I did this thing 3 times, I didn't get it. This is the thing I was missing. Oh, now I know it. Yes, you would have notes. You have notes. All right, so 71 people in class. Yes. Yes, I can still take questions.
Can we go ahead with the questions, sir?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, Sam.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Sam Onebame from Abeokuta, Ogun State. Good afternoon, class.
You're welcome. There's internet in Abeokuta. That's been funny, right? Yes, go on.
Yes, I'm from an IT background. A bit of networking here and there, networking certificates here and there. I just want to find out, without the certifications, can one get jobs?
If you come in,
I know. Sorry, sir. I know IT majorly has to do with hands-on. Once you are able to do the job, you have the experience, maybe the hands-on experience, you are good to go. But is it compulsory to have the certifications, or without the certifications, can you get jobs?
It depends on who is involved. Depends on who is involved. So if you're already into IT and you have some 2, 3, 4, 5 years experience in IT, certification is no longer the important thing. It's not about what have you done in the last 2 years. What have you done in the last 3 years? If you are completely new to IT, you are going to get your first job, and they want to know where you're coming from. I don't know if that answered your question. So there is no general yes or general no. It just depends on who is applying. If I'm applying for the position now at my age and my experience, nobody will even ask me anything about certification, or nobody should ask me. For me, what can it be? I should have my own certifications now. So you cannot, how can you ask Elon Musk for certification? So it depends on who is applying.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. The people who employ the people that are certified are not themselves certified. It depends. But that's not to say that certification is desirable. Is desirable. I mean, to clear the doubt, just write it and let it. Yeah, just to fulfill all righteousness. However, there are people at some stage you know by yourself, you know that what's in certification. I've been doing all of this for 7 years, so that certification is not for me. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me have some. All right, guys.
Okay.
All right. What do we have here? No more questions. Okay, so let's go to class.
I have a question,
all right,
sir.
All right, Fadikan.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I want to ask the question about after the 5-month course we're having here. Are you giving us certificate? Are we having a certificate through you? And after the completion of the course, right? Where and when are we going to start working? That's my question for now.
I don't know when and where you start working. I don't know about that at all, but I know that there are opportunities out there, and we are giving you the training that will help you fit into those opportunities. Whether you decide to take them, or you don't want to take them, or you want to take them immediately, or you want to spend, I don't know. It's entirely up to you. So I have no idea where and when you can start working. But maybe going through the training will open your eyes to, oh, this will be relevant here, this will be relevant here, based on the experiences we share in class, and you know where these concepts that you are learning will be relevant. Certificate, yes, we do have certificates, but I don't remember. I've had certificate there, but I've not issued certificate to anyone before. So it does come to a level where who even recognizes certificate anymore? Go and write your certification. But I have a certificate for this program that I've never issued. So if you Yeah, I have certificate. I can issue it, but it's not really. What would really be more impressive would be like we had yesterday. Somebody just come in to say, "I just wrote my certification. Out of 1,000, I scored seven. What's the cutoff? Maybe 760, 770. You just pass anyhow, even if it's if you just meet the cutoff. All right, that's what's more important and more relevant in the job market. Nobody's going to employ you because you were trained by Inauguration. Employ you based on what did you learn from Inauguration. And the best way to prove to employer that no is through certification. So to answer your question, yes, there is certificate, but to be honest with you, it's not the real thing. The real thing is to pass your certification. I mean, for entry-level people. But before you can pass your certification, you want to really assimilate the training and really make sense of the training. You can actually the next step, which is
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Jacob, we're ready to took your question. Sam, we already took your question. Baz, you have a question?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. In a situation whereby we are taught something and then maybe like majority of the class does not really understand, like if majority of the class, if they do not understand what like we're taught, like is there going to be like is there going to be like a makeup class, like to make up for what everyone did not understand in the previous class? Like I don't know if there's going to be like what's it called, like if there's going to be a class organized, like a special class, if I would put it that way, you know, to make up for what majority of the class did not understand. Because I know going forward, a situation like this is definitely going to occur, given that most of us, like as me especially, like I have no background in IT, and a time might come when something might be taught in class and then I might not really understand like as much as, you know, and then we may want, you know, to have like maybe a makeup class or something. Is something like, is a situation like that going to be possible? Like, is it going to be, is something like that possible? Like a class different from the scheduled class?
All right, so who can help with that? Who can help with answer that?
Okay, I'll try to answer that.
All right.
I'll try to answer that. Okay, my name is Joseph. I'm from Abuja. So I think, well, possible for in that situation, you can leverage on the network or the community of learners. I think it makes it easier having to rely back on the trainers, which will furthermore increase the task on them, right? But further burden them. I feel it's even more productive to leverage on the network of learners who you're learning with in your class, who you can learn, you know, get to learn from them. You know, just imagine the scenario, you know, when we're back at school, things we do, yes. Sometimes our lecturers are not accessible, but what we do, we go back to those of our colleagues who know these things very well and learn with them. And, you know, the truth is you can find good people who are willing to take you on and learn together. And there we know, because together we are stronger. So I think for me, I think that's my idea about that. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. So that is it. Any other contribution?
To add to that, that's why we have the classes recorded, so that we can go back to the classes again and again and again until we understand. And you know, that's in addition to what Joseph just said. Thank you.
Correct.
Okay, I like to drop something too.
Okay.
Is that Jerry?
Yes, it's Jerry.
This is not your photo now. This is when you were 15 years
That's my
old.
photo. That's my very recent photo.
Oh, really?
All
I
right.
didn't know you turned the time ball like this. All right, Jerry.
All right then. What I want to say is
I believe there will be a classroom for every schedule that has been chosen, and then in that schedule, you could ask your questions, which I believe your trainer too will be part of, so that he could see your questions. And also, if there is any case where nobody is picking up your question on the group, I think your trainer has to step in, because it doesn't make a sense whereby you continue teaching when you know that some persons are not catching up. So if nobody in the group is I am available to attend to that particular person, I think the onus lies on the trainer to see how he can bring the person up to speed. So I think that's what I want to say.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so these three solutions have been put in place to take care of that problem when all right. It's that kind of problem. All right.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond. I will be one of your trainer. In cases like this, what we do, if you have any issues relating to practice, before you start the next class, before your trainer starts the next class, issues like this are resolved. You ensure you carry everybody along. That's the responsibility of a trainer. When questions are channeled on the platform and the trainer says that nobody can come up with a solution relating to that issue, then the trainer comes in to bring up a solution. And if it requires the trainer to say, okay, I want everybody to be aware of this issue and the solution to it, what the trainer needs to do, on the day you are having the next class, if you're going to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that trainee needs to share his or her own screen. So everybody will see that problem and that problem will be resolved.
All right, beautiful, yeah. That's good. So dealt with that. Any other person?
Sir, can I suggest, sir?
Yes.
Or can I suggest we have a smaller WhatsApp group depending on the schedule?
We can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
I said, can I suggest you have a smaller WhatsApp group depending on the schedule you pick? You understand? If you pick a morning schedule or evening schedule, we have a smaller WhatsApp.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about that. Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
So we're going to run schedules. Your trainers are already here. So what will happen now is on this current WhatsApp group, each person would put the schedule, would choose a schedule and let us know on the group so that your trainers will take from there. So if, for example, you say schedule 3, then the trainer in charge of schedule 3 would create a table and extract people for that schedule and form a table with that. So thereafter, they are now able to create smaller groups specific to the schedules like you are suggesting. And by the way, your trainers are here. Is Obafemi here? Obafemi is not able to join. I saw him trying to come in like on he made several attempts to come in, but Obafemi works with Shell. He's probably offshore at the supporting. So that's why he said, well, how is he going to cope if it's anyway? His classes will be weekends, so hopefully he will not be on the rig. He will not be in high sea during those times. But right now it's a weekday. He's probably not able to connect because of network issues. All right, but we do have the other two people here. We have Raymond. Raymond will introduce himself briefly, and then we have Jerry, and then Jerry will introduce himself briefly, and then they'll tell us about their schedule, and then you'd already have a picture of who will be taking you based on the schedule. But like I said, Obafemi is not here. So if your interest is weekend schedule, then it will be Obafemi, and then I'm sure that will be available and there'll be no network problems when it comes to taking weekend classes. But right now, because it's a weekday and it's probably at work. All right, so Raymond, introduce yourself and then let us know what plans you have for your schedules. And then after that, Jerry will do same, and then we can see.
So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome. Good to have you with us, and welcome to your doors of opportunities. You need to prepare ahead of the task. This training requires a lot of responsibility, and you need to prepare ahead of the task. Be punctual to classes, and most importantly, ensure you watch the videos and practice. Only when you practice, that is when you will have challenges. If you don't practice, you will not have challenges. So when you practice, it improves your skills and your learning. Please ensure you have good internet connection, because that is one of the challenge trainees do have, internet connectivity. In your area where you stay, prior to site survey, look for the best internet service provider in your location. Then before you can go, you need to have a good internet connection, and you should have at least minimum requirement of 8 GB RAM for your laptop. And good processor speed also. Then lastly, power is a key factor. Always have a backup plan.
Hello?
For it.
Yes, sister.
When it comes to power.
Good afternoon.
Have a backup plan for it. So I will be the one handling schedule 3, which is on Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Raymond.
Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, Jerry.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel. Yep.
All right, guys. Good afternoon.
Hold on one second, Jerry.
My name is Jerry Igbafe. I will be handling schedule 4 class. Sorry, schedule 4, and that's happening every Tuesday and Thursday. What Raymond has said apparently applies. It cuts across board. You can't start something online and yet you are not prepared. So preparation is key. But just to add to what Raymond has said, I would like you to come the way you are. Don't behave as if you know everything. Because if you know everything, you wouldn't want to come for classes. Just come the way you are. Come and learn. Even if you know there will be somebody you need to help, still come to class and learn. Don't abscond from classes. Sharing ideas makes each and everyone better. So just try as much as you can to be in class. You try something as an assignment, it doesn't work. There's no cause for alarm. We are always there together to help build everybody together and see how you can get to know it. And there is no foolish question, neither is there any foolish answer. Every answer is as good as your knowledge can carry you. So whatever it is that is in your head, I always say something. If you don't clear the rubbish on your head, you can't put in new stuff inside. So clear it, say it, and then even if they laugh at you, there's no problem. Nobody's even going to laugh at you. Just say it, and then we can work together and make you better. And all the requirements of your computer, yes, you need to get it, but like the instructor said initially, once you start, we'll get to a point whereby everything will now have to be done on the cloud. So your system, just because we are going to be running initially on your system, so we might need good system resources. But as you go higher, I think more of the resources will be coming from the cloud. That's when we get into the cloud. So more of the resources will be coming from the cloud. So your system capacity may not really come into play at that time. But for the initial startup, initial kickoff, you might need to get a very good system, at least 8 gig of RAM, so that you can be able to do what you need to do. And there will be assignments. Assignments is key. And also there will be exercises to be done. There will be questions from me. There will be take homes. There will be something to keep you busy before we come into the class the next time. So it's going to be a wild time. So just get prepared. Yeah, on track. So schedule 4, I'm with you. Thank you.
All right, that's beautiful. Can we have a little bit of your background?
Okay.
Jerry?
Okay.
What other skill apart from IT would you be sharing with training?
Okay, I'm actually into the telecom space.
Mm-hmm.
I have an understanding of wireless network, both broadband and RF. We've done 2G. I'm skilled in 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. And I'm also in a symposium for 6G deployment. So in terms of wireless networks, seem to have a very good grip on it. I've been there for over 10 years. This year is going to make it my 11th year. So forget my small looking face.
We're not even seeing your face, so.
All right, so I've been in telecom space that long, and I'm also a teacher. I've taught before. I have a very good teaching background. And I think I may have to say this, I'm also a pastor, so I go to the pastor. I'm into pastoring. I've been pastoring for over 6 years. So what else is there for me again? I think let me not go too much. When we get into the class, we get to know ourselves better. But all of this makes us understand, give you real life examples, even when we have to go off technical to see how you can get the understanding very well. So we just have to do everything. The thing is just drive the information home and let every student understand what is being taught.
Awesome.
Somebody is saying,
awesome.
Let's see your real face. That's my real face.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Yeah, this is DG. Ajay. Actually, what I actually wanted to ask was what you asked him to say the last time. Because there is a saying in Yoruba land, if someone is going to make clothes for you, you have to look at what he is wearing. Because I expected the first person to actually said, what are you doing? Have you worked with servers before? Have you worked with both Windows server, Linux server? What have you done on the cloud before? Those are the things I expected the people to say. You understand? Not the system that you are bringing to the class. What have you done with server? What have you done with Linux? What have you done on the cloud? That will give your students the confidence to believe in you, not the other things that you said. That's what I just wanted to say.
Okay, all right then. Let me just.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Jerry. It's okay.
Okay.
You already
right
done it.
Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, no. It's okay, Raymond. You are done.
Okay.
Who asked that question? That was Ayodiji, right? Anyway, he said the question, he wanted to ask the question, but it's already answered. Was that Ayodiji or Babachinde?
Ayodiji.
Yeah, Ayodiji, you are my students. You are students of Akin Aregbesola. You are not students of Raymond. You are not students of Jerry Blackman. So don't place too much emphasis on that. In any case, you have heard what you wanted to hear, that they are not children. These people are not children. So I will not let them come and be defending themselves and claiming they are not children. So these are the caliber of people I'm bringing. So they are delivering on my behalf. You are my student. So when you begin to say, I'm the tailor, I'm the person that is Dashra. Okay, so look at me. Whoever I present, just trust that that person is good enough to act on my behalf. All right, don't place too much emphasis on, don't go and be setting interviews for my trainers to determine whether they are good enough to deliver on my behalf. All right, so I'm the one you should trust. All right, but in any case, you have had a glimpse of where they're coming from, what they are doing. And I'll not let them talk more so that they are not defending. I don't want to put them under, make your decision because of what they are know. Take your decision because of who I am, not They are just my trainers. Anyway, that's for everyone. All right, so from this moment, you trust that whoever I'm recommending, even if it's a 5-year-old person I'm recommending, as long as that recommendation is coming from Akin Aregbesola, then you trust, and then ask less questions. All right. Yes, what's the next question?
All right, thanks, sir. Can I just point out my questions?
Yes, Babatunde.
Yeah, all right, thanks so much, sir. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, going by the schedule, sir, I noticed we have Mr. Ray for schedule 3 and Jerry for schedule 4. And that's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. For Friday, we have all trainees. Now, so my question is, for the all trainees, is it a makeup class? Because I'm looking at it, still a
No,
schedule
the all
after the
trainee
Friday.
is online support. The kind of question the person who asked about what if I have problem, and so it's online on WhatsApp. So your respective WhatsApp group, I will also be there.
Because the reason is this: if it is the all, I mean, for the all trainees, because some for those who are in schedule 5, they've not had their own. They're yet to have their own class for the week. So if there's a all training class ahead of those that will be in schedule 5,
No,
it will look like
Babatunde, you are not getting it. It's not like that.
Right.
It's not like that. Every trainer is unique. Every trainer is different. All right. It does not follow that. It does not follow that because we are on week 7, everybody must be on chapter 7 together. It doesn't follow. Ultimately, we would all be DevOps engineers, or at the end of 1 month, even on the date that we complete that 1 month, it's not rigid. So it does not mean that because we are on week 3, therefore everybody must be on a particular topic. All right, so yes, because your question was on the assumption that because some people would have covered higher, some people would have been there, so you are not able to synchronize. No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, sir.
It doesn't work like that.
Thanks.
So, but again, it's not makeup class, it's only online support. How do we do online support? You have practiced, or you are practicing and you run into problems, and you take a screenshot of the problem and you put it there to say, please, where do I go from here? So it is not repeating classes all over or teaching concept. Concept would have been taught in class, concept to be available on videos, concept would have been discussed amongst you, because I know there are some 7 years, 8 years, even 15 years old experienced people here. All right. So you'd have formed your own small cliques to explain things to yourself. However, there are still things that you will need to escalate to your trainer. All right. So these are the things that you take photograph of and place there. So to be part of that support, there must be something you are showing that I am trying to do this, not what is the meaning of IP address. No, that's not the kind of support we are talking about. The support will be, I enter this IP address here, I enter this IP address here. They should ping each other. Why are they not ping each other? That kind of support. And then you show photograph. You get it. So it's practical support. Yeah. As for, I do not understand what IP address is, then for that one, you need to go to the video. So that fear of one class is, for example, Jerry class will be citing examples based on when we were on 2.5G, this was the technology that was driving it. Now that we're on 3G, this is what is driving it. Now that 5G. So we use that to drive home the point about, we use that to drive some concept home. Obafemi might be using a different concept to drive home the same point. Might be telling you in NNPC, this is how it is done. In Shell, this is how it's done. With Ajib, this is how it is done. Anadril does this, you know. But the bottom line is, I mean, if you come to me, I'll be using a different concept to still drive the same point home. Raymond has been an IT trainer with me specifically under my old Nigerian company named TTC Mobile. Raymond has been with me for over 13 years. I've been training for 13 years, right? So he has trainers. I mean, his trainees are everywhere, as managers, as supervisors, as engineers, as here and there, okay? So it's been a full-time trainer. So he's able also to tell you, okay, this is what he would use a different concept to drive his point to. But bottom line would be that you do get the fundamentals, you get the understanding, and you are now able to build your implementation on that understanding. So it's not exactly the same. And if you come, eventually when we meet again, it is likely you will learn something different than the way they had explained it. And oh, this whole concept, I mean, that's my own unique gift. The reason I've been in training for 27 years. I have this, I have my way around there. It's a way I can explain concept things in very, very small ways. And you feel, so that's the thing that book was trying to explain. That's the reason. I have many people, many trainees who have, especially in the US, who have attempted to do stuff on their own. They've gone to Udemy, they've gone to the kind of place that the other man was mentioning. They spent, recently there was somebody who had paid $35,000 for a training program. Why would you? Oh, okay, it was branded. And then the certificate was issued by some big university, okay. But now he's coming back to learn the basics because the certificate after spending so much money. So I have people from all kinds of backgrounds, with so many years of experience, and you're wondering, then what do you want to learn from me? I mean, we're almost like colleagues, so what do you have to learn? So the point I'm making is we all have different ways of presenting this same thing, but just depends on the experiences we have up there. All right, so don't be scared. Don't say, it will not be like one trainer is better than the other one. They are all equally good. However, they may be explaining concepts from different perspectives based on their experiences and where they are coming from, but ultimately it will help you be what we want you to be. Because at one time or the other, they have also been part of, they have all also been my students. They've passed through my own program, just like the way you are passing through me. Yes, all my trainers have passed through my program. 14, 15 years ago, Raymond was my trainee. Obafemi was my trainee only about up till all of them. Let me not release their secrecy, but they were all my training. So I know their capability. I know how they were active in class. I know what I learned from them. And that is the same thing that I'm bringing them forth to teach you. All right. Any more questions? It's okay to take the whole of today to ask questions. Please. It's very important.
I have a contribution.
Okay, Daniel.
I heard the other guys was talking about creating a smaller group, which I also in support of. However, I will like the number one, such group can be created in such a way that when after the class, you don't understand anything or you have any question, you can drop your question on that group, and the trainee or any other person that knows the question can give answer to it. But at the same time, when dropping the question, we should be at least go through the question that has been dropped before and check whether the question that we want to drop has already been answered, so that we won't just be having a replicate or duplicate of questions at the same time. That kind of thing takes a lot of time. And also, I would like to employ the trainers as well, that they should probably maybe like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, look into the group and see if there is any question they can just answer on the go instead of waiting for the next class before they answer the question. And at the same time, they can collate those questions and probably look at how they can, or probably just provide a link or any other resources that can provide solution to those answers.
Leave us to do our work. I've been training for 27 years. Leave me to do it the way to lead you to where you are. Don't worry about that. Your own worry should be get a system and practice. Don't worry about how we manage it. All right? Any more questions? Or do you want us to start training now? I'm not in a hurry to start training. 10:20 is fine. But I know that some of you would like to have a glimpse of what's on the offer, right?
Yes, sir. We'd like to have a glimpse.
Tosin, are you still there? Is this your photo or you are just there? Why are you relaxed? So relaxed. We're not hearing you. I can only see your mouth move. Where's
I'm here.
Okay. So there's somebody I saw. Somebody's here from a different class. Somebody I've seen before that I saw here. That guy looks so. He's not on video anymore.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Obi Chiga.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, please, I would like to ask, will this class, what we are doing now, the introductory class, are you switching over to the main training already? Or do we still have scheduled 3 classes by 7:30? Because I would love to go out and then come back and get ready for my schedule.
No, there's no other class after today.
Today is Monday, 7:30 class.
No, there's no other class after today.
Oh.
Today is Monday?
Today is Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry.
Okay. All right, so this is the only class today. And then you now follow your schedule to know when the next class will run. So what, do we have class tomorrow? What schedule is for tomorrow? Where is it?
Schedule 3.
Okay, so we'll start, who's schedule 3? That's
Ray.
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 So, yeah. So that class will start tomorrow and then subsequently. And then the third trainer will have access to this video and then he should be prepared for the weekend schedule unless we don't have anybody for weekend. Originally we planned to have 5 studies because we had capacity for 200 persons. But like you can see, we're like 70 people right now, just over 70 people. So ideally two schedules can actually take this, but I'll just leave it at 3 schedules so that I don't overstress your plan. You have 3 schedules, it means that we are going to have an average of only 20-something people. That's small. That's small, really, really small. But it's okay, let's just start with that. Yes, it's not like we are starting the class proper, but if we are meant to be here for 3 hours and we've exhausted all our questions in 1.5 hours, then maybe we should start something. All right, so IT, let us do introduction to IT. So your first course will be Windows. Let's start preliminaries. So let me do, any more questions? These guys raising hands. Was it the old hand raising or new ones?
Yeah, it's a new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yes, thank you, Mr. Arebe. I'm sorry for coming in behind the schedule. I'm very sorry about that. But my worry is from the little conversation I've listened to, I discovered that some of us are a bit IT inclined compared to someone like me who is a novice on IT. I don't know how you intend to integrate all of us to ensure we are at the same level. I mean, following at the same, be on the same template. I don't know how you intend to do that. I don't know
You
if
came
that
in
question
late,
has
sir.
been
That
asked
question
on
has
our
been answered. It's been answered. It's been answered.
Yeah, I said it. I came in very late. I said it.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You're in good hands. We're in business for novices. We are not in business for experts. So the experts will have to be patient so that can bring the novices to that level.
So, thank you.
All right.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Adewale. I just want to chip in something. Based on the question that was asked by the lady, I can't remember the name. She was asking about maybe how we're going to get a job. So maybe what she's trying to say is maybe job boards or job sites that one can go to during the training or after the training to be able to apply. I think that's what
I
she's
have
trying
no
to say.
idea. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Absolutely no idea. That's not to say that your colleagues will not get job and post there. I mean, we have other forums. We have places where when people pass certification, they will post. I mean, the same group, not even places. Your same group, as you pass certification, you put it there. As you go on interviews, the question they ask you, come back, you share with your colleagues. When you do get job, because some of you will get jobs during training. Some of you will use the knowledge gained in training to get job even before the end of the training. Yeah, 70 people, yes, definitely. Some people will go. So you post there, so you can share news and especially good news amongst yourself. But officially, I don't want to do anything that has to do with job. Otherwise, they will say, yeah, you promised us. No, 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 no. If I have information, I would selflessly share with you, but I don't want to be quoted as making any promises or anything related to job. So that's why I deliberately avoid questions that have to do with job so that you would know that I never promised. I never told you anything that will give you job or anything related to that. You are coming in on that premise. I understand that, but I deliberately don't want to be involved. Of course, at my level, I know I have contacts here and there. I know what jobs, what you can do here and there, but I'm not promising. I'm not promising, I'm not giving. But it's not to say that I cannot share information on your phone, but don't use that as something to attract you into the training. No, I'm not luring you. I'm not giving you anything to.
That's very good.
However, you should get information. You will. Because I'm part of all of the groups that you are talking about. All the groups that are saying when this happens, do this. I'm there. As you are posting, I'll be the first to see all of your posts. Anybody passing certification, I'm the first to know. Anybody gets a job, I'm the first to know. I'll tell them congrats or something before they now feel free to go and post on the forum. I have, even if I don't have information on my own, by myself, from the information from over, especially for America, well, this is not American people, but my information is mostly America related. But with over 200 trainees here and there, by the time I get a little from here, a little from the data analyst, a little from the business analyst, a little from all of my network, I'll have information to share. But again, don't come in because of that information. Come in because you want to learn, you want to fill yourself with this knowledge, and by the time you go out there, you be able to fit in. Yeah, makes sense.
It's fine.
All right, Fadikemi. Fadikemi was the person who asked the question. And I deliberately disappointed her so that she would know that he said it at the beginning. Otherwise, if I say something otherwise, he will I know you people now. I do know Nigeria. I know you.
Yeah, a Nigerian still, sir.
I know you. You say, there's one man now that is giving people work who wants to just do, they will come, then every time they can have you come and pay. And then at the end of the day, they will now say, but you promised us job now. Why did we pay 30,000 naira? It's because no.
That's true, sir.
Keep your money if it's job. The reason we are doing the training is because this white beard has put so much here. And then
Wow.
we have to begin to share some of this. I mean, I just look at some JD, job description, and I feel if something I can train somebody in 2 weeks and they can see this opportunity. So why am I keeping it? Right? Let's share. Let's share. Yeah, I'm making something from it, but it also costs me money to deliver the training.
True.
The advert that brought you to this place is $3,000, $100 per day.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, it costs me money to bring training as well. So you feel I'm charging 30,000 there for cost me money to bring training. And advert is just one of the many areas I spend money as a business. Look at my environment. I think I got here free of charge. So it's not really about how much you are. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the fact that you are hungry for knowledge. And for that reason, I'm ready to go all out to deliver my training team. But it's not really about progress and I discussed briefly. It's not really about what you are doing. It's really about the desire to transfer this knowledge that I believe make it different. Maybe not 100%, not everybody's life, but significantly make a difference in the career life.
Thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. All right. My trainees are waiting. 10:36. They want to say, okay, show us a little stuff now. We have talked too much, Abi. If I were your shoes, that's what I'll be feeling now. All right, so let's go to the drawing board. Share. Whiteboard. Never know what's showing. All right, what do you see now?
Blank screen.
Okay. All right, let's start. The completely novice people in IT, this is your
Yes,
time.
sir. We are here.
We are ready now. We are taking it from your level.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so just moving things around so that I can have space for drawing. All right, so Windows Server Administration. First of all, what we're going to have, let me load my notes so that my note will guide me through. Word. Windows Server. All right, so I have my notes now, my lecture notes by my side, so I can take you step by step. First of all, networking. I want to explain to you what network is, and okay, I remember now what to do. All right, guys. Okay, so when we have, you may meet yourself now. So when you have a system, this is just fundamental, this is not the real thing, just helping you get the fundamentals right so that when we start the real thing, it makes sense. So I will represent that, a system with that. So that's a computer, and this another computer, and this another computer. So when I have these three computers, these computers are independent of one another. This man is not aware of this man, that one is not aware of this one. This is not so useful for productivity. What we want to do to enhance productivity is to connect the three systems. Although there are three here, in reality, there will be. Please mute yourselves. Can you hear me? I keep saying mute yourself, but people are not hearing me. I cannot mute. Tell your colleagues to mute themselves because can't you hear them? Okay. All right. So when you have this system, to enhance productivity so that they can share resources. For example, maybe the resource is a printer and you want all these three systems to be able to share one printer. What you want to do is to connect them together. You use a cable, you connect one end of the data cable to your system. This part of the system to which your data cable connects is generally called network interface card. And then this device that you connect all the systems to so that they can communicate with one another through this link. This device is called a switch. Switch, right? And then this part of the switch, this hole on the switch, I don't have a switch. This hole on the switch to which you connect the cable. Of course, this is a cable, and then this hole is called port. All right, so you are learning your first IT terminologies. There is port, which is on the switch. Actually, holes generally are called ports. Even this one is also called, the hole there is also called a port. There's a port there, port, switch, and then you have system 1, system 2, system 3. All three systems connected together. When you have a connection of systems like this, within a building, within a room, within some restricted area, right? So that, because the whole idea of connecting these systems is so that they can share resources. In this case, maybe the resource is this printer, so that this system can now print. In fact, each of the three systems will be able to print to this device, all right, through this kind of connection. We call this kind of connection local area network, LAN. All right, so your local area network will be interconnections of computers within a local space, preferably within a building, so that all the computers networked together can now share common resources. All right, so the key word here is network. This is a network of computers. This is simplest form of network that you can ever have. Local area network. Right, so this is a network of three computers. Computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, and the connection link for the networking is cable using a switch. Right? Right, because this is a small kind of network, very tiny kind of network. We call it local area. All right. Yeah, we could make this complex by introducing other, but for now, let's just stop here. Now, when you have this local area network within a building, and you have this physical computer, you want to call this kind of environment where everything is physical. I used to call it a different name, but let me change the name and call it on-premise. I can't write very well with this, but you have it in your notes, on-premise. So on-premise is used to differentiate this from a different kind of scenario where you could have exactly something like this, one computer, another computer, all networked together and then forming a network. But these computers now are no longer physical computers. They are not computers that you went to buy in the market. They are not computers that were supplied to you. They are now computers that are not physical. This is physical. Another name for on-premise is physical, real. These other computers are not physical. They are virtual. otherwise called virtual machine. So that's a virtual machine, it's a virtual machine, it's a virtual machine. In other words, it is now possible, or as a matter of fact, we're actually moving away from networks where you would have physical computers, 10, 20, 500 physical computers occupying buildings as big as warehouses. We're moving away from this kind of physical enterprise environment to situations where you'd have 500, 700, 1,000 computers, but they are not physical. They are resident somewhere, and you can access them. You can access them from your laptop and connect to this, and use your physical laptop to connect to this non-physical environment, this virtual environment. Right? So the whole idea now is to show you how this virtual environment can be created, how you can spin up machines within this virtual environment and create within this environment the same kind of network you had 50 years ago, 25 years ago, 10 years ago, but in a physical environment, right? So what we want to show you right away is that you can actually create a virtual environment out of your physical laptop, so that within your physical laptop, you now have one virtual machine, two virtual machines, three virtual machines, four virtual machines, and so on and so forth, depending on how much resources your laptop has to create that virtual environment along with those virtual machines. Right? All right, so we'll take a break. So what we are taking away from here now is that systems are moving away from being physical systems to being virtual systems. And that what you used to have, the kind of environment you still have actually in Nigeria, where you'd have 70, 80, 20, 200, 500 computers. So you need to go and hire a building, a full building, hire generator, put security men, and all of that capital intensive projects you can now have by going into some virtual environment and connecting that virtual environment from your laptop and work remotely from your laptop on that virtual environment. You see why it is easy for young people to just come up and become millionaires within 2 years, 3 years, while there'll be many more Elon Musk. Because the idea of having to be a millionaire before you can even set up your network infrastructure to experiment with the ideas that you have is obsolete. The new idea now is that you can wake up middle of the night, connect to this service. In fact, I can give you the name of the service right away. I was keeping it for later. Connect to this virtual environment and spin up as many servers, as many computers, as many services as you want, and be able to access them remotely. You actually spin them off of me, right? And right away be able to do on this virtual network what you have needed to do on the physical network. All right, so we are moving away from physical network to virtual network. Now, any question there? For physical networks, you talk about cables, all right, data cable. There are different kinds of cables. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so when we say virtual environment, virtual systems, at those different locations of those virtual environment, and there are no physical system there?
Okay, we'll get there. But for now, don't worry about those ones. Okay. For now, just note that in
Hello,
place
sir.
of, yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Harun Beliu. I have not really been following up because I'm still at work. So a quick question. Now we are moving to virtual environment and we need physical environment idea, how things are interconnected physically, then now moving them to cloud, how they are now interconnected in a cloud instead of having physical server, physical infrastructure, now having same infrastructure over the cloud. My question, sir, do we really need the knowledge of physical infrastructure before we can optimally understand the virtual infrastructure?
All right, so I was actually in the middle of answering the question, then you just jumped. Okay,
Sorry
so I'll
about
take your
that.
question after I finish with this first one. Hopefully the first one would even answer your own.
Okay, sir.
All right, just be patient. All right, so where were we on the first question? I was trying to explain something. You remember?
I'm trying to explain the virtual environment.
Virtual machine. Okay, whatever.
You're
Let's just
talking
take
about
it.
the cable.
Yes, cables. Yes. So in physical environment, you have cables, you have switches, but in virtual environment, these are just imaginary cables. There are no cables. I mean, it's completely virtual. Virtual means like you are seeing yourself in the mirror. All right. The one you are seeing in the mirror, even though there are two of you, the one you are seeing in the mirror is not the real. All right. These are completely nothing physical here. Now, let's quickly take a look. Okay, so now to form this network, what do you need to form this physical network? You need this system. Let's say this system is a server. It's only a server operating system. So you need servers, you need computers, you need cables. What was this?
Switch.
You need switch. What's this?
Printer.
Okay, not necessarily so, but let's just at least it's here. So all these elements that you need to bring together to run in unison for them to form a network, they are called network infrastructure. See why I couldn't take the second question? Because even you don't even know the meaning of network infrastructure, and somebody's already asking about infrastructure, so I had to bring you. So if I say, give me 5 network components now, or I think I need to mute everyone. Where's the mute for you? All right. I'm not sure I got that, but let's see. If I say, give me 5 different components that you need in order to form your network, what would you mention? Go ahead, one person, give me, unmute yourself. And
Switch.
huh?
Cable.
Switch, cable, server,
Cable.
computer.
Server.
Correct.
Computer,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. You are right. So all those elements you mentioned, all those components, they are called what together?
Network
infrastructure.
Exactly. Now you are learning. You are learning now. Correct. Now, do you see that we can have physical network infrastructure as well as virtual network infrastructure now? Can you see? Oh, okay. You are confused because in the case of physical, they are physical. You can really see them. So these ones, they are not physical. So why are we calling them infrastructure? They are also infrastructure, even though they are virtual. So those things you mentioned here that you are correct about, they also, I hope you can see me, my pen.
Yes.
They
Yes.
all also exist here, even though they are imaginary, even though they are virtual. So that's the meaning of virtual infrastructure. Now, in the case of your own practice, for your own practice, you are going to run, you are going to be operating from a laptop. All right? So you have your laptop, your phone is not enough for practicing. You need a laptop.
There's no laptop again.
You need at least a laptop, maybe, well, I'm just used to laptops. A desktop will also do. You need a computer, whether that computer is laptop, but definitely not tablet. Okay. So in your own case, you need, permit me to still call it a laptop. All right. So inside this laptop, let's say that's your laptop. No, let me not draw it like that. So you need a laptop. This laptop would have resources. On this laptop, you would load a service. You will load a software. You know, your laptop already has a software running on it. What's the most important software that must run on your hardware for it to become a computer so that you can use it? What's the name of that software?
Operating system.
Operating system.
Operating system. For people who do not know, that software is called operating system, simply called OS. All right, operating system. So your physical hardware, your physical laptop without operating system running on it, in this case, maybe Windows, then it's not yet a computer. I cannot use it as a computer. So when you have your laptop, which in this case is our host, the laptop is the host. You know why we call it host shortly. You need to have operating system running on it so that you can do your regular Word, PowerPoint, Excel, whatever it is you are doing on your laptop. Yes, you need whatever you are running, you need that one. Now, on top of this, you need to install another kind of software, not the operating system, actually on top of the operating system. This software is generally called, the general name for this kind of software is
hypervisor.
Hypervisor.
Right?
Okay.
Mute yourself. So, what is this hypervisor? Why are you installing hypervisor? What's it useful? It is this hypervisor. Mute yourselves. You are taking other people's time by your background noise. I can't be jumping from class to mute everybody.
Hello, sir. Hello?
I'm in class and I need to focus on training. If your question is not really, please
Okay,
hold on. Let me just.
No. I just want to tell you that you can actually permit 1 or 2 persons to serve as a class monitor so they can mute people that are randomly disturbing.
Do you have access to muting people?
No, only you does because you are the host. You can assign a class.
Let's come back to class. This thing is flowing now. Don't let's break. All right. So hypervisor. So hypervisor. What is the use? Why are you installing hypervisor? The reason you are installing hypervisor is so that it will now allow you to create multiple virtual machines on top of your host. It is these virtual machines that are called guests. That is why you call your laptop the host. You have virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, virtual machine 4, and so on and so forth, up to virtual machine N. Right? So right now, what we have here is VM. And then we have VM, VM3, VM4. Why are you creating virtual machines? Because you need to create that virtual environment that you created earlier on so that you can practice your networking, you can practice your Windows server, you can practice your Linux, because you need a network environment to practice all of that. This is what you are putting on your resume, on your CV. You need to be able to connect these systems together as in a network. So you create all of that and call it a network, for example. Anyway, so if you call your laptop your host, then what do we call this one? Why did we call the laptop host? We said the laptop or your desktop, whatever machine is providing the resources that you need to build these virtual machines, you call them host. So if you call your laptop host, then what do you call these machines? These computers. Unmute yourself.
Guests.
Yes, they are guests.
Guests.
Correct. What is this software? What is this software here? This hypervisor, what does it do?
Is to create multiple virtual machine.
Okay. So creating multiple virtual machine. What's another way to explain that, to express that?
Virtualization.
Virtualization. So the hypervisor helps you create a virtual environment out of your physical environment. Virtualization, yes. Now, we can create virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, like we said. What is the maximum number of virtual machines, of guest machines that this host can support? That would depend on the resources available on the host. And when we say resources available on host, it depends on one, and the most important, the RAM capacity, the memory. It's actually called memory. All right. So this is why when you ask what capacity of system do you need, we say 8 gig will give you enough capacity to be able to create just enough virtual machines that you need for this training. And then it's not just the RAM, even though that's the most important. We also need, yeah, is RAM really the most important? Anyway, maybe not necessarily in this order. We need to know about the processor, otherwise called CPU. It has to be high enough. And then there's a third element called the storage. All right. Usually your hard disk drive. Yes, these days could be SSD, but we just used to SSD, solid state drive, SSD. All right. So when we see system resources generally, not just for this purpose, what we are saying is we are putting these 3 factors together when we say when we refer to system resources, right? And then this is all you need to tell me about your system for me to determine, for me to at least have an idea how powerful or how not powerful your system is. All right. So the question now is, what factors will influence the number of virtual machines that you can situate on this laptop? What's the answer?
Your system specification.
Sorry?
System
Specification.
specification. Yeah. Depends on the RAM, the processor, and the storage of the system.
Yeah, but you don't have enough time to mention these things one by one. So what's it one name for all of them?
System resources. System resources.
System
spec.
Configuration.
No, system resources. Resources is the correct.
System configuration.
All right. Not configuration. System resources. These are system resources. Okay. Will depend on the system resources. If I now ask you what is system resources, then you cannot tell me, you cannot list them. All right. The current system resources. All right. So now you know what network infrastructure is. You know what a network is, at least at the basic level of a local area network. I asked you mention some network infrastructure. You gave me servers, computers, cables, switches, routers. No, not routers, because we have not talked about routers. That is fine. All right. And then you know that there are physical environments, for physical networks, there are virtual environments for virtual networks. And then you know that you can create a virtual environment out of your physical laptop. What you need to do is to first of all install a hypervisor on your laptop. And then on that hypervisor, you cannot create as many virtual machines as your laptop resources would allow. Beautiful. Let's go. We are getting the concept now. Okay, we can take a break now. Let's take questions for people coming in. You understand everything we've discussed so far?
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ask your question.
Sorry, I just want to know the difference between memory and storage. Did want to.
Please speak up a little. Can hear you. Who is talking?
My name is Olagoke.
I will see Olagoke. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I just want to find out what is you talked about the system resources. I just want to find out what is the difference between the memory and the storage.
The memory is the RAM. The storage is the space where usually the hard disk, where you keep your files.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay. So, okay. Well, just for one or two persons that may not get that. So on the system, on your computer, when you need to work, then files to be loaded from your hard disk to memory, and then you do your work in memory, the working table. And then after you have edited, you have added color, whatever it is you want to do, you need to save it back to the storage, to the hard disk, so that you have all your changes saved. So that temporary place, that volatile place, which you have not saved, you say, I didn't save, I've lost my job. That place is the RAM. And the capacity of the RAM, whether the RAM is big or small, determines, has a lot, in fact, almost everything to do with the speed of your laptop. So the RAM is where you do your work, you load from your CD-ROM, your flash drive, your hard disk, they all come to the RAM while you are seeing it on the screen. All right, after you are done and you save back to your storage, which is generally hard disk, but it could be your CD, it could be your hard drive, it could be cloud, it could be anywhere else. All right, so that was that. Any other question? Yeah, questions like that to help you understand, they are very okay at this time. But we need good understanding of the meaning of these terms before we can. All right, apparently that's good. No questions. So let's go back to class.
Question, sir.
Okay, Bas, question.
Yes, so you said the hypervisor is the intermediary between the host and the guest.
Yes.
So I'd like you to give us an example of an hypervisor.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Now, okay, let's go back. An example of hypervisor. Now, okay. Let me copy all this. And okay, let me draw new one. Now, the question that the other man asked earlier on, I'll give you an example of hypervisor, but let me just explain something. What if you wanted to create 5,000 virtual machines? Would your laptop be okay to? Can your laptop ever provide enough resources, even if you put 100 gig RAM to create 5,000? Okay, maybe to create 1 million virtual machines. No, you cannot create 1 million virtual machines from laptop. So what you want to do in order to create 1 million virtual machines is to set up what? Is to set up a kind of host with enough resources, more than enough resources, more than enough RAM, enough processor, enough storage to be able to support 1 million, maybe more, virtual machines. So that kind of environment, you need many laptops working together. All right? So you are going to have 15 laptops or 15 desktops here, 300 laptops, a rack of memories, providing almost unlimited, expandable.
All
you have all right, I'll just manage today. Subsequently, your class rep will know how to deal, your trainers will know how to deal with it. All right, so when you now have like all the resources that should be available on your laptop replicated so many times that you have almost unlimited, well, maybe not really unlimited, but enormous capacity to support multiple, to support thousands, probably even millions of virtual machines. What do you need to do to create a virtual machine on top of all of this? You need to put a hypervisor, right? Like we already said, on top of your host. And then you can now create millions of virtual machines. Is that not what we're saying?
Yes.
All right. So when we have this situation, yes, this one is still called hypervisor. Hypervisor. But this kind of hypervisor is not the same as this kind of tiny hypervisor. So this type of hypervisor here is called type 1 hypervisor. Whereas this kind of hypervisor is called type 2 hypervisor. Type 2 hypervisor. All right? And then this kind of physical environment where you have so much resources, enough to provide over 1 million virtual machines. It's no longer just one laptop or 50 laptops or 70 laptops, or it's a hall of system resources. A big hall with a lot of cables, a lot of servers, a lot of memories, a lot of processors all working together. This kind of warehouse environment where you have so much and so many stuff working together. It's called what? Excuse me. That one. It's called a data center. It's called data center. All right. So this is a question the other person was asking, that the kind of the resources that you need here, okay, the millions of resources that you need here, these are the resources, these are the virtual machines that you are ultimately making available as cloud services. In other words, your cloud services is built on the virtual machines that result from this arrangement here, all right? So this is your cloud that you now make available to the world. Because what are you doing with 1 million virtual machines if you are not making the services available to your customers, right? So this is your cloud. It is not the physical machines that is cloud, but the services available from the virtual machines that you build on the physical machine. In other words, to answer the other second question, the hosts, the physical resources that provide your cloud services is data center. But in your own case, the virtual machines that are hosted to provide your virtual, in your own case, your hypervisor type 2 is hosted on your laptop to provide virtualized environment, not necessarily cloud, not cloud. So this is, let me put something around that. So you will not call your own cloud. It's enough to call your own here. Just, what do you want to call it? Virtualization. Yeah, virtualization. Like somebody already said, virtualization. Now, example of type 1 virtualization would be a program called XC. Let me write it there. ESX, type 1 virtualization. Whereas example of type 2 virtualization, the one that you are going to load to make this possible will be Oracle Virtual. You get it? So I've answered that question. I've given you an example, and this is the one you are going to use. Right? It's okay to say virtual boss, but normally we want to mention the Oracle. Oracle. All right. So now you have learned that your cloud, yes, somebody asked that, yes, the services we are talking about, are they not built on some physical structure, or physical infrastructure somewhere? Yes, that is true. The services that are available in cloud that we are talking about, they're actually built on some physical infrastructure somewhere. That physical infrastructure is data center. And the hypervisor that was placed on that physical infrastructure in order to make cloud possible is not the same here. The big difference is on this host, you already have your operating system running. So your hypervisor here was placed on an operating system. But in your data center, you don't have an operating system running here. Your hypervisor here was placed on a host that is not running an operating system. In other words, another word for this kind of hypervisor is bare metal, because it's resting directly on the metal, not on the operating system. So you call type 1 bare metal hypervisor. Whereas you call type 2 hosted, because it's running on a laptop that is already running an operating system. Hosted hypervisor. All right? Do you understand that? You can ask questions. You understand? Solution?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Sir.
Yeah.
Sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir. Now, if I should get you right, the type 1 hypervisor has to do with whereby you have to establish a rack. The rack is what you call the bare metal. Am I right, sir?
I'm not comfortable with that. Use another. It's not the rack that makes type 1 hypervisor. You are not saying
As
the
I'm just
real thing.
looking at the settings. Okay, sir. Maybe you're not getting me. As in the settings, just the way you said the type 2 needs to be hosted on the operating system, if I'm right, sir.
That is correct.
Okay, sir.
So
And
the type 1.
Yes, it's a data center that will be, I mean, it's more or less like it has the physical, I mean, the infrastructures are being set in like a rack, if I'm right, sir.
And I'm not comfortable with your use of a rack. You explained that.
A server. Okay, server.
You explained that type 2, what makes it type 2 hypervisor is the fact that it is being, it's being hosted on a machine that is already running an operating system, right? That is correct.
Yes, sir.
So then what makes it type 1 hypervisor?
Okay, yes, sir.
What then makes it type 1 hypervisor? It's not the rack.
That's a data center. That's a data center.
Who can help us now? What's the difference between a type 1 hypervisor and a type 2 hypervisor?
Hello.
Yeah.
I thought you said something like the type 1 hypervisor rests directly on the data center.
Rests directly on
the data center.
Data center is not one unit. Data center is a whole hall of
combination of storage, OS, and interconnection. That is what set up the data
storage,
center.
OS, and what? Interconnection.
Network. Interconnection. That's interconnection of network, like processors and all that. That's
yes.
what build up.
So it's a whole. So you cannot say something is resting on data center as if data center is a whole.
Okay, on the data center, there is no. The hypervisor that is there is not resting on a OS. It's not hosted on an OS.
That is the difference. That is the difference. That's the key difference.
It's a bare metal. It's just a bare metal Just the way you
So another way of
bare
saying
metal
it's not
data
resting on
is.
OS is that it's resting on the metal directly, not on the data
Mm.
center.
Okay.
So yes, that explanation was good. Your name is
Sorry, sir. I don't understand. I don't understand the bare metal, sir.
Bare metal means, you know, when we explained host earlier on, we said that what makes a computer is your physical hardware plus your operating system running on it. That is what makes a computer, right? Now we're now saying if you have your hardware without an operating system running on it, that is the one we call bare metal. So if you now have your hypervisor running on your hardware without the operating system in between, like somebody explained earlier on, then the hypervisor is touching the bare metal directly, at least imaginarily. Unlike the other one, when there was an OS in between, and then it was sitting on the operating system for the type 2. But for the type 1, there is no OS in between. So this software is sitting directly on the metal. So that's why it's called bare metal. But it's not important.
Can you help with the spelling, sir?
Bare metal means BEAR, then space or something. Metal, METAL.
I got it right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just a way of letting that explanation sink into your head, that one would need an operating system in between, the other one can just sit directly on the bare metal. Bare metal meaning hardware.
And the one that needs operating system is a singular machine, maybe just your laptop. That is OS. Why the other one that doesn't need OS is multiple multiple combination of systems, having 10 multiple workstations connected together.
Multiple workstation.
Multiple, okay, let me not use the word workstation. Multiple.
You wanted to say multiple virtual machine.
Machine.
No, not multiple. No, not multiple virtual machine.
No,
multiple
data center now. Just call it data center. There's no need to break.
Yes,
there's no need to break data center into
data center.
small English.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I want to ask. We know that the type 2 hypervisor is an application that you run on a host that already has an OS.
Correct. Good
I want
explanation.
to ask if type 1 is a physical device or something.
Hypervisor is not a physical device. Hypervisor is a software that we're going to download from the internet right now.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is you say it can work on the bare metal without running an OS on it.
When you install OS on
yes.
When you install the operating system on a fresh computer, you just brought it from Computer Village, no operating system.
Yes.
Where are you installing it? Is it not on bare metal?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it's the same way you install your OS on bare metal. That's the same way you install your hypervisor on bare metal.
All right.
Okay. Makes sense, right? All right.
Hello, sir. I
Yes.
have a question. Out of curiosity, why can you not install a type 1 hypervisor on your regular laptop directly?
It is not meant for installation on operating system. It's a big and robust hypervisor with so many. Have you heard of vSphere? Yeah, vSphere is about it. They don't fit. They don't fit.
I want to believe the software is so large that a single laptop will not be able to.
No, it's not even about, not necessarily about the largeness. It's built to fit in somewhere. It's built to fit in. Okay. It's built to fit in on bare metal. It's not built to fit on an operating system. So it will not work.
Okay.
more of a.
It will not work. So when you are installing your bare metal hypervisor, it's looking for RAM, your storage to install on directly. And then once just hold on. So once your operating system is blocking access, then how is it going to get it to fit it? So it won't work.
Okay, so I have a follow-up to that question. What if there is no operating system on it and it's more or less becomes bare metal? Would it still work?
Yeah, it should work.
Okay.
You know what and what to set. Remember that these things, what happens during installation is that interfaces are presented to you, and then you answer questions. Okay, I'm ready to install. Where do you want me to install? You answer. How much space do you want me to take? You answer. So provide, as long as you can provide those answers, it should work. But if it does not even see enough resources for you to say, okay, I've seen your RAM. How much RAM space do you want me to take? Then it cannot work. Anyway, these are not even too relevant because you have not even installed the tiny hypervisor, so you don't really know exactly what you're asking. So let's go ahead and install hypervisor, and then to make more sense what hypervisors can do. All right, but before we go ahead to install hypervisors, let me test you on what we've done so far, because these are the things they'll be asking at interviews. It is your ability to answer these questions appropriately using the right terminologies that would that will tell them whether you know these things or you don't know it, because they are not ever likely to come and give you a system and say install hypervisor, or by your use of the terms. That's all. Okay, so let me test you on the use of the terms, your understanding of the terms. All right, so you can see my board. Oh, you've always seen my board, so you can see my. Okay, I'll ask again. What's the main difference between, try to use the right terminology, between type 2 hypervisor and type 1 hypervisor?
The OS. The operating system.
Type 1 hypervisor is installed on the bare metal, while type 2 hypervisor is installed on the OS.
Yeah, that's more like it. You cannot just say operating system. I will not know what you are talking about. Put it in context. So that answer was correct. All right. The next question is your virtual machine, your virtual environment. What's the way to put it? Your virtual environment for your practice is hosted on your laptop. The virtual environment for cloud, where is it hosted?
It's on the data center.
Correct.
On the data center.
Correct. Awesome. All right. So Amazon is coming to, they already went to South Africa, so nothing for Nigeria. But anyway, you hear that they are coming to Nigeria, and then they are coming to build their data center in Abeokuta. They are scared of insecurity in Lagos. All right. So where's that Abeokuta man? And you say, yes, I must get a job in that data center.
Sure that.
All right. So what, amongst everything we've talked about so far, choose one core area that you want to really specialize in order to guarantee that you will get a job working at the data center that Amazon is coming to set up in Abeokuta to host their cloud services.
Type 1.
Building VMs.
Type 1 is XI installation.
Type 1 hypervisor, correct.
Yes.
That's the core thing you should focus on.
Yes.
To get a job in. Look at it. That is what sits on the data center. Otherwise, the other things you would want to focus on, if not that one, would be the people who would set up the cabling and the data center. But yes, your answer is the most correct, because on top of all of that hardware, all of that metal, what you do need instantly is installation and management of type 1 hypervisor. Good answer. Type 1 hypervisor is the answer. Who doesn't understand that? All right. So this is a bit tough, but what is the difference between cloud services and virtualization? Are they the same thing?
No.
Virtualization and cloud services, are they the same thing?
Visualization.
I would say
Virtualization and cloud services, they are not the same. They are not the same. But in cloud services, you can actually virtualize in your own what's it called, data set that has local, your on-premise, you can virtualize as well. But on cloud, you do more services on cloud, more than virtualization.
In a nutshell.
Hello.
I think I can
Can I say something?
For what's it called? For your
All right,
virtual.
I appreciate the first attempt, but let's see if
Sir,
we
I
can
would
get a
say-
better explanation.
Okay.
The cloud
Yes,
is
go on.
virtual, while the other one is on-premise, physical.
You said cloud is what?
The cloud is more of the virtual environment, while the other one is on-premise, physical.
I think they're all
Sir,
No.
Can I say
Hello?
something, sir?
Yes,
Please,
carry
I
on.
want to say something.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, go on.
So like in a nutshell, I would say in a nutshell, cloud services cloud services are used for like large scale projects, and then virtualization is just for small scale local
Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah, are you part of another class? How does your face is just staring at me like I've known you?
No, I am not staring at you actually. I'm actually looking at most of the graphs and actually thinking.
No. What I mean is your face is no. Even if you stay at me, I will not know because you are looking at your screen. You are familiar. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, this is my first time of meeting you. Just seeing.
Where else have you seen me before?
Oh no, just on social media, Instagram, and just. I've been following you for some time now, actually.
Maybe as a follower. Your face just keeps reminding me that we met.
So.
All right, but are you following so far?
Yeah, I am. Okay. Very interesting.
All right, good. So somebody was going to explain to us. Yes, Sam.
No, I actually want to ask a question. I've raised my hand before now.
No. Let me take this answer first. I'm
Okay.
happy the way you are attempting to give me answer to that question. Well, I've not found the first one is still the best one, but can we find something better? What's the difference between virtualization and cloud? Or what's the relationship, rather? Yeah, the relationship is more like.
Okay, so more
Babatunde.
let me see. They are relatively the same because they're not dealing with physical infrastructure. They are both dealing with infrastructure where you cannot have it. So just like what the other guy have said, one is macro, one is micro.
Can I give a try?
You are right.
Can I try, sir?
Let's hear something better. Yes.
Can I give a try?
Hold on. Sulamon or Ladejo, can you try?
Okay. Okay. I just want to say that I think, from my own understanding, basically, virtualization can be found on both platforms, but for virtual environments, it is limited. We have limited numbers of systems connected together. But for clouds, it has to do with major contracts, major numbers.
No.
Okay, so I think sorry, sir. I think, hello, sir.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think virtualization is being hosted on type 1 and the cloud services is being hosted on type 2.
Okay, so my name is Joseph.
Okay, Joseph. Yeah.
I think the difference basically is that for the clouds, for the difference between cloud and virtualization is, for the virtualization, we're just talking about virtual creation of virtual machines, but for the cloud, just virtual machines and the type 1 hyperversion and all that, but the provision of services, cloud services, made available on those virtual machines on the cloud. I think, to my understanding.
Come again. I didn't get that.
Okay.
Come again, Joseph.
I mean, okay, from my understanding, for the virtual machines, for virtualization, basically we have a number of virtual machines created, but for the cloud, we have a large number of virtual machines that on which particular services have been installed for access in the cloud.
Okay, so what you are saying, Joseph, is that cloud is a service built on virtualization.
Yes,
that
sir.
virtualization is the foundation, is the base on which cloud as a service is built and made
Yes, sir.
available. Correct.
Yes,
that
sir.
is it. You are right.
Thank you, sir.
That's what I've been waiting for. So that's the relationship.
Sir, please can you reiterate the difference again, please?
Yeah. So you need virtualization in order to have cloud. So virtualization is the general concept of creating virtual machines from physical hardware, which in our case is the data center. So the concept of generating multiple virtual machines from physical environment, when I say physical environment, could be the laptop, could be the entire data center. So that's where virtualization ends. You are just able to spin up as many virtual machines as the resources can allow. But beyond virtualization, you want to be able to create services, like Joseph explained, within these virtual machines and make these services available to customers remotely, people remotely. So it is that additional services that you build on that already virtualized environment that is cloud. So you need to have virtualization in order to build cloud. So basically, cloud is built on virtualization. That's just the answer. Cloud as a service is built on virtualization as a concept. And Danes's explanation was related to that, just that he didn't finish it well. But now you can put all of that together, right? Does it make sense now? More sense now?
Can I say something,
Yes,
sir?
more sense. Yes.
Yeah, yes, you can say something.
Now, from my own understanding, I would like to say that on each virtual machine on a laptop, you can have probably one. You have Linux on it. Another you have another system on. Another software on it. And in the cloud, each of this software provide or support different services. Is that what we are saying, sir?
Don't worry about what cloud is right now. Don't worry about what cloud is. But the first part is correct, that each virtual machine will have its own operating system, yes.
Hello, sir.
Each virtual machine would have its own operating system. And then there are aside the operating system, there are thousands of other available services that you can now use in addition to the operating system. So because of those other services which you are not aware of, I'm not willing to talk about cloud now, but just know that there are much more services in cloud than just operating systems.
Okay.
All right, but good at it. Good at it. You have a fairly good understanding, and with the way you have contributed now, at least you are able to interact at interviews and say, okay, I know what this is, I know what this is. And even if you do not know what something is, you know enough to be able to interact at this level, right? All right, that's fine. So I'm actually wanting to use the restroom, but before I get to the restroom and come back, I would have finished your remaining 20 minutes. So I'll just bear it and be with you for another 10 minutes. All right, so Nothing to, don't worry, your trainers will take it from here, but I just wanted to give you our teaching style and show you a glimpse of what we have ahead of you and how we are going to break things down, make sure you understand concept before we ultimately do the practicals.
So I
can assure you that the practicals are much easier to implement than the theory. What kind of difficult is for you to grasp this understanding, this session that we're having now. Once you understand that and you know what you want to do, you already have a picture. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. The rest will be easy. All right, your question.
I have a quick question, please. You said an example of a type 2 hypervisor is Oracle VirtualBox. So I want to ask, now this Oracle VirtualBox, like, is it selective? Like, does it select operating systems? Like, for instance, we were talking about Windows in this case.
When you are ready to install Oracle VirtualBox, it will ask you, what operating system are you installing me on? Are you installing me on Linux? Are you installing me on Mac OS? Are you installing me on Windows? Then you now to take the one that you want to install it.
Okay.
And like I said, it's so simple. 2 clicks, you're already done with installation of. You're already done with answering that question alongside other questions, and your hypervisor is installed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
May I ask, the data center is it always physical connection of many systems, or can they be connected remotely?
The data center is always physical. There's no virtual data center. The VMs that you build on the data center are virtual, but somewhere, somehow, somewhere in the world, there has to be the real base, the real physical equipment that is housing that thing that is virtual. So that place is data center. Just like your network, your wireless network, all this wireless connection everywhere that you see. Yes, but behind this wireless connection, there is so much wired connection, you're even wondering, why is it wireless? So behind every wireless connection, there is wired connection. Behind every virtual machine, there is a physical machine.
So can we now say, as a layman, a data center is where you have some, is it panels or whatever, and inside the AC chilling, and that's where your data center is.
Yeah, that's a data center. Yeah, a data center would have your physical hardware, essentially your resources installed and managed in some physical place. Yes, of course, it will be generating a lot of heat, so you need a cooling system. And then, of course, there'll be a lot of cables, so you want to hide the cables under the floor and put want to hide the cable. All right. Yes, all of that they are secondary, but the important thing is that data center is a physical what? It's a physical arrangement of network infrastructures, like you presented earlier, working together to provide the base for virtual machines that can be accessed remotely.
Gotcha.
So you don't have 1 million people coming to data center to use the facility physically. No. The resources that they are providing are made available remotely, usually in millions of units. All right, so who can complete that statement? The resources that the data center provide are made available remotely as what? As complete that statement. Cloud services, beautiful. What are the, I thought you people said you were novices. I thought you said you were, what are the novices here?
We are just past learners.
I agree to one.
Present, I'm a novice, total novice.
Who is that novice? Let me see, because everybody that I'm seeing here, where's the novice?
Sulaiman,
100% novice.
Say Sulaiman, don't say Sulaiman. Okay, Sulaiman.
Oladejo, yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm also a
But
novice.
before the
Also a
question comes
novice,
out of
so.
my mouth, you guys are already answering correctly.
But I'm a novice in this. So.
I'm also a novice.
Okay, everybody is a novice. Even
I'm a
Genevieve is here.
novice.
Genevieve, you are leaving showbiz to
Yes,
come and
sir.
do IT.
Okay, sir. The thing is, I work as a biz dev
Yes,
with an
so
IT
I want to
firm,
do
so
IT.
I work as a biz dev with IT guys, so I could relate to some terms you use. That's why I catch on.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right. So this is your first day, and that's about all we want to take in one day. So we don't get in the middle of practicals and all of a sudden. No, let's just stop here so that we don't get you too far and then we're not able to finish it and we'll just leave you hanging.
Question,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, my name is Said. From Lagos. I would like us to finalize on the grouping because just after this class now, I think it will the classes will move to the grouping stage. But up to now on the social media or the WhatsApp group, I think we need to have the list of names of the groups.
We already discussed that, Said. I just come in.
No, yes, I know we discussed that, but up to now, I thought you said we should indicate here.
Yeah, just go there. Your trainers are waiting there. I'm there, everybody. Just tell us, Said, group 4. Then your trainer will pick it from there and put you in the table of group 4. Oladeji, group 7, will pick it from there. So every trainer will pick the group people from there, and then
Okay, no
then
problem.
they will assemble. So in any case, you would whatever group you like to join, go ahead and join. So if they see you if tomorrow's trainer see you in his class, it means you are in that group. Okay. If the other trainer sees you in his class, it means so you can coordinate properly. But for now, trainers Raymond and Jerry. So for now, whoever you see in your class tomorrow, Raymond, accept him as a legit trainee. Of course, once we now pull their names and we draw that table, we can now perform our authentication and all that to make sure that only legit people are. So relax on your security for this week. All right.
Okay, sir.
And then, so it means that you are going to post the link to those classes on the platform. So all trainers just say,
please, I want to ask.
Hold on, please. Hold on. I'm explaining something. So trainers just say, this is schedule 5 class. Use this link to join class on this day. So let all 3 links be there on the platform. So whoever uses one link to join that class, that is the class it belongs. Again, yeah, we may have cases of one person joining multiple classes. Yeah, just allow that only for the first time. Subsequently, right there, you give them access to the new group, and then you can now extract their data. At least on the new group, they cannot register more than once, only one name per person. So we'll be able to extract them from there, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Please, sir.
All right, Davis.
Yes, sir. For the trainers, where are we starting from in the next class? Are we starting from Windows Server Administration training, or because what I read from the website, the internship website, is that we're going to have a foundation level of IT support and enterprise network. Have we done that already?
Syllabus. The syllabus. Across,
yes.
Just for them to follow it.
You're confusing me. What did you read from where? I don't understand.
Okay. From the internship website, you usually send out a link. The intern.com. That's the intern.com. I read what they
ITAN.
listed. The ITAN, the ITAN.com. I read all the, should I call it module now or syllabus? What I saw as number one, you said the foundation level for this is IT support and enterprise network. So I'm just beginning to wonder, have we done that already? Or
I am the one wondering because, hold on.
Okay,
so where are we now? Let me share screen. Let me share screen. Screen share, that share. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
You see me browsing itan.com?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. So where are we?
Yes,
The itan.com. All right. So this is the same place where we are delivering training right now. Now, the first course will be, let me minimize this. So we'll do Windows Server Administration. We'll do Linux System Administration. We'll do AWS Solutions Architect. We'll do DevOps. These are the 4 courses we are doing. These are the 4 courses. So the order is this one first. So we'll do this. So let's click this to learn more. Mute yourself, please. What's my internet so slow? Eh? Okay, so this is all we'll do. Can you see this?
Yes.
Set up servers and services, Active Directories, this. And then that is what you'll be able to do at the end of the training, at the end of the course. But the breakdown of the course is you are going to install Type 2 hypervisor on your laptop to create a virtual environment. And that's the theory we are doing now. We are trying to explain what hypervisors are and so on and so forth. We are going to install and prepare Oracle VM virtual board for networking. So these are the things you will cover. And that's what we're already doing. Just like we have this class now, this is a previous class we had. All right, just as a sample. All right, and so what's your question now? Your question is, are we doing this one right now? Is that your question, or did you have something else in mind? Or this is what we're going to cover under Windows Server Administration. This is the training curriculum. The person who asked the question, can you see? Okay, the rest of you, can you see now? Do you see what we're doing?
Yes.
This is the course curriculum. So I don't understand what the big names and the confusion is. It's so simple now.
It's simple now.
That's why I told him that there's a syllabus.
It's so simple. So I don't know what the question was. That's why I was confused. All these big names about enterprise and I don't know where you are getting all of that. So it's simple. And of course, this is what we are doing. It's obvious that this is what we are doing. We just started the theory of this. Your trainers will continue from there.
We get to the class now.
And then once we are done with that, hopefully we are through that the first month or first 1.5 months. Just depends on how you are coping. If everybody is coping the way you cope today, that means in 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we are done. And then we'll move to the next one. This is Linux. And under Linux, we'll do this, all of this. And to be honest with you, we are just modest in the way we have presented the syllabus. The practical actually is more detailed than this. All right. And then you now have this project under Linux that you will do to say, I know what I'm doing. You'll be able to complete this project. You complete that project. You complete this project. And then you'd also be able to project complete you do this one by yourself. All right. And before you are, of course, you already have a live experience of class. If you did not, then you go through this one to see that, to see what the classes look like. And of course, you can see for your information that even the pre-recorded version of these classes is going for $250. So this is the real cost. I mean, no, what I mean, this is the real cost. I mean, these are people paying full. I mean, your own life classes because of situation in Nigeria, because of scholarship, because we are giving for only $60. But the recorded version are going for much higher. Yet you have access to trainers, you have access for everything. So everything is so transparent here. There's no anybody saying, and then after that, one to AWS. So I thought all of this was self-explanatory, but now that somebody is asking, let me just take my time to go over so that you now say, ah, boy, didn't.
Question. Oh,
You have more
don't go
important
and
question.
read it.
All right, that is that. All right, I wanted to waste your time to take you through everything one by one. Since you're asking that.
You can always do that.
Oh, I must take you through.
Please don't take us through.
I must. All right. So questions now.
Please, I have a question.
Yeah, Bukola.
No,
Yes,
my name is
Bukola, go
Pelumi.
on. Okay.
Not Bukola.
Okay.
Yeah, my question is, I just want to be sure I'm on the right page. The data center can also be called the unlimited system resources.
No. That was just my own explanation. Unlimited in quote, not really. No, data center is data center. It's just the physical infrastructure that holds your virtual environment. It's not unlimited. I was just using unlimited resources to explain that your laptop has very limited resources in terms of the memory, storage, and the CPU that can support. But for data center, you can expand. Even if you had 50 terabytes of this space today, you can just go to the market, buy additional space, put it in the slot, and you have expanded your resources.
Yes,
so you can keep it.
Does data center provides unlimited virtualization?
Yes. Depends. That's the question Danesi answered earlier on. So if you want, actually, there's nothing like unlimited. Even numbers now, there's so let's show you. It was a mistake to use the word unlimited. But what I meant was scalable, extendable.
Right? Extendable. Okay.
Yeah, scalable resources. So it just depends. If you want more resources, then add more hardware. You get more resources. If you want more virtual machines, add more physical machines. Then you get more virtual machines.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'm really pressed. I need to go today.
The
place suddenly became cold.
Please go ease yourself, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
See you. See you
next time.
When you become cloud engineer, you want to become DevOps people.
So, sir, please, how do we get the link to this video? This particular.
We'll put this will be public. This link will be public.
Okay.
All right.
It will be public because some people are doubting Thomas's. They wouldn't know that this training ever held. So we just show them. Shut up your mouth. We did hold the training. And the people that thought that I'm a spirit, I don't exist. This is Akin Arebeshola.
Yes. Much for your time.
I've actually
Thank you
wanted
very
to
much.
join.
Thank you.
I've actually wanted to join your training since 2020, since 2019, and it has not really been convenient for me. August 2019, I missed the training.
Wow.
He said he wants to use himself.
It's okay.
Let him go.
No problem. I'm here. I'm enjoying your company.
So August 2019, I missed the training. 2020 February, I missed the training. This year, last 2 months, the one that is for 6 months, I missed the training again, and I actually introduced a friend. Oh,
So finally, You are here.
Nice
Mr.
story.
Daniel.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, sir, you can go and use yourself. Thank you very
All
much
right,
for
guys.
taking
Thank you very much,
time.
sir.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. King doesn't want to leave us. Mr. King is enjoying us.